Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of the paper project I did. If you watched my craft video, if not, please go back and watch that one. But I'm going to show you the mistake that I made. It wasn't a super bad mistake, but I think I can remedy it. Everything can always be fixed in crafting, that's for sure. So I'm starting with, just to refresh your memory, these are the 2 of the 3 that I made last time. And I'm going to make a new one with you today, and I'll show you the step that I missed. The first thing we want to do is get our napkin prepared, and I started on this already. For some reason my video shut off. And then what you're going to do is just take a piece of Scotch tape, Pecas, and then you're going to grab it and just pull it. And they'll pull that, you know, on the back of your napkin because you want to remove this extra layer. So just a piece of tape and then I'll pull that off. So let's continue on with this. Like I said, I had started the video and then for some reason it shut off on me. I have no clue why. So you just pull that off. You can save this paper, toss it, compost it, but you just want this layer here, okay? So set this aside. And the next step we want to do is isolate whatever image you want. So I'm going to get this corner here with the leaves. That's all I really want. And then you take a little brush. If you have a water pen, you can use that as well, but you just take a brush, and I've got some water here. Okay, and you don't need a lot. And you just go around the image that you want. And I think I'm going to isolate it here. So maybe go a little bit wider than where you want. Especially the size of your tea bag. And you're just going to go ahead and isolate what you want. Okay. Need a little bit more water. Just enough that you can pull that apart. Okay, there you go. And then you're just gonna pull gently. And then what I did is I saved the rest of the napkin because that can be used, you know, again, once it dries out, you'll be able to use it again for something else. Okay, if anything, you can use it as a napkin. So here we've got our image. Now, the next step is, what I forgot is, again, you're using a cereal liner bag. This is easier, and the reason being is that it's got kind of a waxy finish, and when you're able to pull that tea bag off after it dries, it's going to be much easier to just peel right off because you're going to need that kind of surface. So the next step is actually just getting some regular glue and water. And let me get my little thing. And these are the little things that I picked up in the party section. They're for like nuts or candies when you have a party, but they're perfect for little paint projects. Or in this case, just to put my glue in. And it's, let's see, you'd have to look back at my video. I think I had it's 2/3 glue and 1/3 water. So don't quote me on that. I do have it on the first video, but you can go back in and check that. So, and then I'm just gonna add a little bit of water. Okay, and we'll mix that up and see how it goes. I've got my other brush here. And yeah, you're just gonna mix glue and water. I think I got too much water in there again. Last time it was the other way around. I didn't have enough. So let's see how that, yeah, that's a little watery. Little watery. So let's add a little bit more glue. See if I have it open all the way. There we go. Yeah, that should be. Let's make sure. It's funny how glue is. You need to like buy a new bottle almost right after you open it because of it dries out quick. But I'm trying to do more projects so it doesn't dry out. Peckus, stop. Apologize for that. Okay, I think that's pretty good. It could be a little bit thicker, but you know what? Let's go for it. I think that's good. It's kind of and you can look up a video, you want it to be not too watery, but a little bit of a stickiness. Yeah, let's do just a little bit more. I mean, I guess you could get like a set of measuring spoons, like measure, you know, like 2/3 of a, you know, a third teaspoon or whatever it is, 2/3 glue, whatever you're measuring, you're using. Okay, I think that's much better. Okay, so the mistake I forgot to do was put the glue down first. Mine were able to peel off, no trouble at all, but you want to go ahead and put your glue down. Okay, then you're gonna put your whatever image you want before your tea bag, and then you're just going to cover that over. Don't be too rough with it because you don't want your image, your, you know, napkin, I mean, to pull apart. But just so it's soaked in there, right? And then you can still make sure the edges are pulled off. Okay, now I have my tea bag, and it depends on what tea bag you use. You can use, this one I liked, it was a ginger turmeric tea. So every tea bag you dry out, it may be a little bit different. This one I like because it has kind of the vintage or orangey brownish tint to it, whereas a regular black tea bag may be different. I'm going to try one of those in the future and dry it out, and I'll show you. But you're going to lay that right over the top of your image, like so. And then you grab your glue and you start pushing it out over the top. And you have to let this dry completely. So in this video, I won't be able to show you what it looks like because I want to let it dry pretty much all day. And then I'll go back in and peel it off. So you want to like get this glue all over the top. Don't be rough with it, but definitely make sure all the glue is to the edges. Okay, and you'll pull that out. Okay. Oop. Even if it curls up a little bit, just go back through. And if you remember my last video, it showed how she scrunched the edges. And that's because it's easier to pull off at the end. So she said to go back, smush the edges like this. Pull it in. And then tap it down. And smush it in. Okay, I'm going to put that down a little bit. Okay. Smush in. And then tap down. Let's do this side. So I think that was a little bit off camera. So you want to smush the edges in like this. Where am I getting an accent from? And then tap it down. Okay. I think that helps to get also the glue underneath if you missed anything. And then tap it down. Let me go over this side again, just so you can see what I'm doing. tap it down. Yeah, so you're gonna let that dry. She didn't say specifically, whoa, sorry about that, how many hours you would do that, but definitely leave it. I would say I'm gonna start working a little bit, so like leave it for 8 hours or so, or overnight would be good. So I'm gonna set this aside. Let's move everything because I want to show you the idea I have. I won't have time to do the rest of the project with you, but I want to show you what I'm going to do for my junk journal page or travel journal page or whatever it's going to be. It might be part of what I'm going to do for like, what am I trying to say, like a scrapbook, family scrapbook. So I've got a few images here that I think I want to use. And if you watched my Goodwill haul where I had hauled at the thrift store that older Reader's Digest book, I pulled an image out of there that I thought was really pretty. I'll probably go back in and like age the paper, which I have this distress ink. So I've got my distress ink, and I'll probably use one of these two browns, and maybe in the next video we can do that together. But this, I pulled this, I've had this this paper for a long time. It's printer paper, and I'll probably, my journal's a little bit too big for this, but it might go really good in my scrapbook. My scrapbook is pretty large, and so I may not be able to use the whole border, but you can even cut it down and then move it down so it starts here, if that makes sense. And then glue over the top with the images so it won't show the line. I may just, because I tore this paper out, I might just go ahead and tear the edges some more. And then this is kind of like the idea I have. I want this image to show because I think it's so pretty, that lady with the parasol. And then, and what I like is, I don't like just a straight up and down, but maybe have her at an angle. This is part of the story that image came from. So I have the wording there showing. Then we can do this. Once you glue this down, you'll be able to see the words underneath. So that's another idea. And then, because I want her image more in there, I could take the other tea bag paper that I made and do this. So this is kind of like the spread I'm thinking of. And yeah, I hope that it will work, and I'm excited about it. And the next video, what we'll do is the next step where I actually, I'll get this all cleaned up and I'll show you how I peel off how it worked with having the glue underneath first, your napkin or your image, whatever it is, and then how it peels off, and what's the difference, how much better is it than this one? Supposedly, because if you have the glue in the back, you can just wet the back of it and it becomes sticky again. So that's the whole idea, I think, of having that glue first before your napkin. But we'll see. We'll see in the next video when I get this put together in a journal. So I'll show all of those things in the next video. I really appreciate you stopping by. Sorry about the extra noise and the falling of my little tripod here, but I really appreciate your patience and hanging out with me. If you have any questions, please post them down below. But I appreciate you stopping by, and I hope you'll stick around and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you'll know when the next video is up. Okay, thanks everyone. Have a great day.